points. In other part of the world, they will only have like ore. Okay, but here we are in an area over 2,000 more, could be even more than 4 meters of rain every single. That means that because of this blockading method, one reaches the subsidence and you will have like a connection with the surface. So this water will enter to our extraction level, and we manage that and deal with that. We know that is one of the risks, but after all the years of PTFI, our experience, we know that we can manage that risk. That MAC that I said to you that is coming from the draw point, at some point is but with high grade, and we will continue those draw points. So as I said, it's not only about the extraction level, also need to be who will manage that. Okay. That's the summary of this production. Analysis at early stages determine objective sensitive parameters, set the development and construction priority, capture and address.
Recording in progress.
And start. GBC rail haulage successfully addressed the required action plan through the equipment delivery and commissioning period. We have like different milestones during this stage. At the beginning, as I said, you will have a ramp up. Maybe you will not have all that pressure that you more than 100,000 tons per day. So that's why it was like a process. I demonstrated that they can continue this and they can face it. We have a really smooth operation, especially in the rail system. Readiness. First, define and modeling. Identify required task. Guys for rail dispatcher, to the operator, field operator to forecast the required number of hiring, especially for rail dispatcher position. So one thing is, okay, we will be pushing from there, but also we will have a really good control room outside at the surface in OB4. In that second, all are, let's say, semi-autonomous system and autonomous systems and remote operation. The desk that you see there are people there are taking really important single shift because they will say to the system where they need to go. They're managing that. That's why we realize here that rail dispatcher that we are using there is a critical position. It's super important, that one. Provide new hires with the required skill set so they understand their jobs and are well trained. Retain top talent and avoid constant hiring and training of new employees. For me, it was good to see here when I came that most of the guys will live, and also I know it's a good company. So also I would like to invite you, if you see any fresh graduate program right here, please apply and see the process. Organizational readiness. First, they have initial org chart here on your left, and now on the right, you will have manager, superintendents, general foreman, dispatch operators, and currently 46 personnel are required to field 24/7 operation with average daily achievement of more than 135,000 tons. Due to the efficient process of the rail haulage system, this low number of personnel can delivery. The current highest production achievement is 162 tons of November. Okay. Yes. The training for one rail dispatcher is but I can tell you they're continuing learning every single day. Chute operator is 1 month. Here you can see that through joystick they will shoot, they will load every single wagon of each train. An average training duration based on time to complete the mandatory training, licensing process, and on-the-job training to master requirements. Okay, about the safety assessment by operation and safety teams, RADC performed prior to decommissioning. Action, install additional control, establish required SOP, flow centralized to rail dispatcher, object verification, perform a startup test, continuous improvement, empower team to update SOP or whenever necessary to react to potential changes in the field. From a series of safety case tests to ensure that all safety features are working. Locomotive verification, perform locomotive brake tests to ensure safety in a potential. Safety for us is fundamental. You cannot a proper safety philosophy, safety culture with the highest safety standards. Okay, please keep that in mind when you're working in a mine. Readiness. The basic. First, you need to develop your tunnels. Then you need to start developing your track. Then install and decommissioning. Bottom, you will see how was the loop of the haulage level in different time periods. Until 2020 was something like that. That actually the loco was not doing like the complete loop. In 21, we increased, and the locomotives continue doing like more like a loop. This is like kind of the current status. You can see that it's massive. As I said before, now we have 13 locomotives. In this case, let's think about 13 trains. We have more than 40 chutes that we need to be, that will allow us to continue operation. And this was the critical period for us between 2020 and 2021. So, okay, maybe sounds kind of obvious, but as I said, undercut level, extraction level, and haulage level. But of course, you need to connect those and the haulage level. And in this case, you will have a north pass and a chute pass. At the bottom, and that chute will bring the ore to the wagons of the train. To be on time for the following the forecast, of course, you need that instructions and development on time. Okay. Let's talk a little bit how we are doing and managing these locomotives. Locos mandatory task. Clean up, cross arm at the station, turnout inspection, daily check locomotives. Weekly plans, and we have locomotive daily checks. Plan PMs. A schedule will be published on a weekly basis. Published schedule must align with physical availability target. The number we are getting and we're trying to achieve every single day about physical availability and utilization, of course, university are super high here, especially in the haulage level. We're trying to 50% of physical availability, and the utilization is more than 90%. So if you want to have that, you need to have your chute galleries in a really good condition, and of course the maintenance construction team that are helping us with the tracks are critical for us. Really good team supporting us on a daily basis, and of course 24/7. Okay, we have systems, of course. Here's just an example. As I explained to you at surface in a really nice building, we have our control room. Patcher will make decision based on information, based on data. Here you will see that every single number here, let's say column, is going to be one different. And as I said before, we have plenty. Do we need to send the train to load those or unload those chutes? We will have sensors that will how many tons we have inside each chute. So our dispatcher will have better. And of course, if we have some chutes in there. So here you will see the number of online, you will see this number means how many tons shoot in that minute. We have an operator scorecard. As I said, maybe the only part of the process where we are using is when you are loading our wagons. And every locomotive will have different wagons at the back. And each wagon will have a capacity of 35 tons in those wagons, okay? And we are keeping each operator is loading those wagons because to be efficient as much as you can. They don't have many seconds to think how to load those wagons. The idea is to try to avoid like overload, because if you overload, you may generate more than solutions because you may have spillages around the track, you may have problems with the locomotives and others. And if you underload, you're not being efficient. So of course, this cannot take forever. So we're going to be measuring the tone, the time, and we will try to see if the training, for example, improve something. So that's why we have this operator scorecard, sensitivity analysis, and see. And of course, also I would like to explain that here we are working 24/7. In a normal week, normal day, we will have 3 crews working, and sometimes one of the crew may have a different if you compare with another crew. So we're trying to have a performance per each crew. Okay, this is another example of our we are using. This was an example where we were running at that time 11 locomotives, 10 in the so you can see that we are following this super closely. We will know per hour how many tons we are moving, how many locomotives are running, and we will see immediately what is happening. And then, of course, we can do back analysis in some certain periods. Key success factors of this. We have feasibility study. That time did an amazing job about the achievement of tons. Maybe the main output is the tons, but many tasks and jobs are happening at the same time. So the operational readiness was a success. Here you can see some photos. Indonesian colleagues. It's not only about operation, also mine to work super closely. Okay. Production planning. Potential productivity issues during the initial stage were captured and well managed. Equipment was delivered and commissioned aligned with the production. Here, I would like to explain that I don't think that another underground mine had the same ramp up that we had in GBC. Was safely, and I think now that's why most of the mines are looking at how we did this ramp up. Because here I can say we will push and with our best guys and we will show results. The recruitment process was completely early, so the personnel were fully engaged since the experienced technical experts smoothly transferred knowledge in a well-defined. That's another important thing. When I came here in 2009, technical expert in game management at that time, the main focus was to transfer knowledge to my Indonesian colleagues. Most of them will be, they had the willingness to learn. And of course, in my case, I had that willingness to share and transfer. Safety readiness, locomotives were verified through brake in the worst track conditions. Please keep in mind that are from a perfect world, our tracks, the track where the train is moving may have mud, may have water, may have that is leaking from somewhere. So of course, if you have an autonomous system, you should, because safety condition. Let's say that you have a slippery rail, the issues to brake on time, and you don't want to have those issues. System stages and deliverables were specified and measurable. Potentially identified and required versions were completed. QA/QC performed well and avoided support readiness, a platform to record operational activities during the initial period. Continuous improvement protocols and monitoring systems were established. All local downtime was recorded and evaluated. We have organizational readiness, safety readiness, and system readiness, ORM readiness. Lesson learned. Original train integrity was monitored through last car unit and last car. When there is a problem, emergency stop will be triggered to all locomotives to prevent collision. Car. However, we have experienced a car suddenly uncoupled uncontrollably for around 400 meters to prevent this from happening. On 2019, a locomotive caught on fire on track 40. Fire is the source of smoke came from an electrical cabinet. This fire, if only FSS system, fire suppression system, that is installed magically. Lesson learned there in 2019. This is about the rail. Glass combination excessive concentrate load caused by uneven surface, high load frequency, short peak corrugation, transverse defect. And short cross-sectional dimension and repeat. As I said before, the track where the rail is critical. So NDT was conducted by men in B crossing having cracked. The first crack had a depth. That is an example how we are repairing those. You may say, but what happened if that is broken? Huge problem there. Okay, about the OM readiness. Battery cell need to be replaced per 3 years or whenever find defective. Loco tonnage as it will be blocked the other loco. You saw that we have some loops. If one of the locos has any problem and is stuck in the, you will stop and you will generate kind of traffic jam at the back. And that means that we cannot produce. Okay, in 21 loco batteries that were not working were investigated. Normal usage or problems with them. However, 10 years from the spec book assumed usage of 8 hours per day, as GBC's operation should last for at least 3 years. The TCC is the central where all decisions are made concerning train control. All required system parts are connected. So now we're almost finishing the presentation. I would like to explain a little bit more that we have more That's the best way how to call this, because we know that we will face it on time. As I said to you before, this dry-wet transition, potential for extreme overheating could cause spillages. We will try to manage that with offloading wet materials. A transition from semi-autonomous to full autonomous. Start ATTM trial, and the best time to perform this trial, so daily production goals are not reduced. Something simple. I mean, we have really high goals to achieve, and if you want to try something, you need to try to find less the normal operation. Also, we talked already about the rail damage. The increased the wallet level will increase potential corrosion and contribute to rail damage. And we think with some isolators, we have solutions of this. Okay, this is the final of the presentation. So thanks. And also, I know maybe thanks for this opportunity back after Erdogan for preparing everything. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Mr. Nico, for the presentation. That was a great presentation and materials because I don't know what I need to say because I just amazed with the system because there's really complex and the goals of the system is really good. As we know, even though it's one of the deepest underground mining in Indonesia, and you need to make the worker in there safely. So maybe from the participant who has or who have a question, you can ask from chat or you can raise hand and open your mic. And maybe first of all, I want to ask you some question because it's keeping running in my mind. First of all, is what is the biggest problem to operate this system? Because we know this system is based on IoT things, Internet of Things, and also it is the first system had built in Indonesia. What is the biggest challenge to operate and build this kind of system, sir?
I have to say that Freeport that uh, they had the best partners in the industry how to um, install and do all this commissioning also, and also uh, now in a normal operation, the world is not perfect, especially in mining. But a normal shift, maybe you woke up super early and you think that everything is running normal. In less than 5 minutes, everything can change, and you need to face those all. So, if for example you have a broken rail, you may lose easily half of your shift, depending of the location. So all those, let's call it challenges, I'm trying to be flexible. Now we have certain flexibility if we need to catch up a bad day, but in the rail system, our tracks sometimes can be slippery, can be dirty with mud, leakage, and we need to have better supervision and must be looking after the condition of those. We are learning that, for example, that we need to manage in a proper way. If you need to do like a clean, we must coordinate that properly because, of course, you cannot. So all those things I think we're facing now properly, and our down days. I don't want to use crazy, but the amount of activities that we are doing in a continual production, well, are super intensive. But I think we are pretty confident that our guys, our team, an excellent team. As I say, now we are world reference, and I'm proud of that. So yeah, thanks for your question.
Thank you so much, sir, for the answer. For you guys, all the participants in this Zoom, if you have a question, you can write it in the chat box, so we can read it in here. Or if you want to ask to Mr. Nico in person, you can raise hand and ask the question. So, sir, there is one question in chat box. I will ask. I will read it in loud. So the question is, as we already know, PT Freeport Indonesia is currently using underground mining methods, block caving methods in GBZ and DMLZ, underground mines and open stope method with backfill Big Gusen underground mine. What is the basis for choosing the method and what challenges are faced? So
Um,
that is the first question, sir.
yeah, so first we need to, okay, so how resources? I mean, if you have, for example, if you see like, or in certain parts, like super specific areas, you may have like a more selective method. In this case, like soil level stopping. You have um, your ore, a good grade, all over the area. You may think, maybe I can do like a massive method, just like block caving. It's not only about that. You also your rock mass uh, to cave by itself. After if it's too competent, you may have several issues with that cave propagation. So so I would say that depending of um, other other restrictions, and maybe at that time a massive open pit. So that means that so at some point you need, and block caving usually will have you may have those rates, but also block caves mining the world now in Australia, in Chile, of course, in Mongolia. They started the production some months ago with the Boy here in Freeport, Indonesia. So also it's a kind of a specific knowledge to transfer or to learn. So uh, I would say that the basis for the choosing the medium and what's the challenges faced. Yeah, so some of the challenges of the block caving is kind of caving operation in the world, I guess, and you will have certain rules. Think in a simple way. Before us, the mountain was super cold, right? But we entered, we generated tunnels all over. So we are generating some entropy. We are doing things inside. So at some point, you will have from inside. And since this method is massive and you are doing, you will have some concentration of stresses all over the area. You will have, for example, areas of abutment stress that usually are in front of your cave front. And you will have that seismicity. You may say, it's not a big issue. But if you have big seismic event, you may have some damages in tunnels. In this, you need to deal with that also. So, else, um, all the challenges of a blockade, challenges as I said, in a stop mine, you shouldn't have this big water. In a blockade, since you are reaching the subsidence and you are having this connection with the water will enter to your extraction level, and you need to manage that in the best way. I mean, if the if we should, for example, we are in the with no rain, just maybe we should have only manual loaders. We shouldn't be pushing like semi-autonomous operation, but because of the here the points, because this water that is operation. Um, we may not ability on the manual loader currently. We're pushing for that. We're improving that. At least we will have less exposure of our people in high risk environment. Yeah, this is a kind of example. Of course, you will have more. What kind of the best underground mining method used by Freeport? Yeah. I don't know if I understand the second question. What kind of the methods used by Freeport? I mean, we're using level stoping. Projects that are coming, as I said, is Cuchinlear also is going to be a caving mine. PV4 nearby DMLC also.
Um, Maybe the third question, because as we know, the participant of this webinar is not only for a student from the university and also for the public. So there is a fresh graduate student uh, from Ismail Safa. As a fresh graduate, I have a welding skill, but what training do I need to take to work at PT Freeport?
Oh, I would like to answer that answer properly, but I can tell you the department that I will say to you all the trainings that you may ask. And now maybe I don't have that, but I mean, when you are a fresh graduate, you must, and Freebo will give you those tools. Just I know that they will have like a process, and if you're applying, my best maybe it's a new guy he can say to you that actually could be working. They will have trainings, and the people here is super. They have the willingness to explain their knowledge, transfer that. And so if you have the opportunity to be here, just enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, sir. So this is the fourth question from the beginner in a newcomer in mining world from Toby Putra. As a newcomer in mining world, I have known nothing about mining world deeply. What kind of difficulty to operate underground mining stuff, and what kind of improvement we need in our mining work?
I mean, it's gonna be super, but it's not impossible. I would say that you need to have that mindset. I mean, not only when you are working here, only when you are in your village. For example, here, something basic that really I came here when I see in Bali, in Jakarta, how most of uh, I mean, the guys that are driving motorbikes, they're gonna be wearing just sandals, no helmet, and like. So also you need to think that the first thing here is trying to have that safety mindset. Is the personal protection equipment. You will must wear it always. You must, but all those rules are not because they want to bother you. It's because those rules will be safe at the end of the day. So that could be maybe the when you are starting here that well we want is because if we know that if you follow certain procedures, certain steps, certain methodology, we know that you will be safe at the end of the day. Um, and that mean our colleagues from maintenance, our colleagues from chain supply. I kind of feel we need to a mining wall. Improvements here, of course, we have always, you will have gaps that we may improve. GBC, DMLC, in the port side that you saw in the video. Always you can improve. But I think you guys, you must feel proud that here you have in your country the best in the world and we continue pushing for that. So the rest of the world is looking at Indonesia to feel proud about that.
Okay, thank you, sir, for the answer. And maybe this is the last question. Uh, what what major usually do the things about railways in PT Freeport Indonesia? And as a mining student, can we do that work or not? Or any specific major that only work on that railway, sir?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question?
So, what major usually work on the railway for the preparing, maintenance, and etc. Is it possible as a underground mining student to work on that section, on that department, sir?
Yeah, sure, sure. As I said, that's one of the things that when Alfredo said to me, Alfredo, that would you like to presentation? I said for sure. I mean, I would like to keep that motivation, the new generations. I met uh, Indonesian from all here. With you guys, I'm learning about your country, Sumatra, Java Lake. You can find people from Sumatra, from Java, from Bali. So Freeport will not have like a specific where they will hire. I can tell you that we have here people from all over Indonesia. That's something good. So of course, I mean, you can continue learning, and if Freeport give you an opportunity, my recommend, I would say that's a really good company.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. Maybe for the participant who had on cam, if you guys had a question, this is the last chance to ask Mr. Nico because after this week we have uh another event. So guys, do you have any question? I will count
From
to
the
five. If yes, sir.
from the chat is a really good question about the difference of blasting between open pit and underground mining. It's called that in an underground always you will be confined with less free phase. The open pit blasting. And it's a really good challenge and really good question for that one. Sorry, please continue, Pagali.
You can answer it first, sir.
I gave my answer already. So the main difference is in underground you will have less, gonna be a confined blasting. So let's say you will have less space.
There is one question about autonomous rail haulage, sir, from the Win Setiani. As we know, this autonomous rail haulage has many advantages, but are there any disadvantage that can arise from the use of this new technology?
It's hard to say. I mean, the numbers now are, they did a commission, the team did a proper everything is working, I mean, really well. So as physical availability, utilization are quite high. Also, the system is working properly. It's moving the tones. Uh, it's hard to say something bad. So I will think about that, and if I find something, I will let you know. Uh, yeah. So usually, I mean, people will think that with technology we will need less people, but I it's because you will continue needing like people for maintenance, keep the tracks, the tools, and everything. And just I think that's it, Pakali.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the answer. Maybe that was the last question from this session. So, uh, if I if I make a resume from this presentation, is really really awesome. That this system is really really great for raising a safety factor in underground, and also there is so many advantage for using this, and also it can be increasing the safety, reduce operating costs, zero emission, and also high product capacity, less ventilation requirement because there is no CO2 that produced from the system, and also it can make less work to the operator that can work in the same room, and it really really safe that they are not really into the underground. And thank you so much for your time to do this presentation, and your kindness to willing to sharing with us, sir. And after this, we would like to give you a certificate from us from Permata FT Unsri for the appreciation for you for the operator. You can please share screen.
Thank you, Bak. I appreciate that. This opportunity to let me share what we are doing here.
Okay, sir.
But I think something else, we are ready.
Okay. Can you see? Okay.
Oh,
So this is
thank
this appreciation certificate from us, sir, because we cannot pay with anything except for this because we learned so much from you, sir. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for the knowledge,
yeah.
and thank you for time, sir.
I thank you for this. Count on me whatever you need. So happy to motivate you. So so please continue pushing and just feel proud here in Papua Indonesia.
Thank you so much, sir. Maybe for the closing statement, sir, do you have any advice for us as a young future mining engineering, sir, to be to can work in multinational company like you, sir?
I mean, like kind of cliche phrase, but follow what you like, what you want. Amen. I knew that from the beginning my passion was underground mining, and in my countries are also about block caving. So I started from the beginning, just to learn more about block caving. I started in a massive block caving in Chile, and always my dream was to work abroad, to work outside. Free my first international experience. I'm super grateful for that, and raising my daughter in another country, an amazing country. Continue pushing what you like. That's pretty much. I mean, if you find the opportunity to do take a diploma, master degree in another university, and you have or whatever, continue pushing for that if you like that, or a PhD or whatever you just continue pushing. Just don't give up. If you like something,
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the advice. It's really, really helpful for us. And now, because the presentation session and the question and answer session is finished, I would like to give it back the screen to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you so much for the time. See you in the future, Mr. Nicholas, because I really want to work in PT Freeport. Hopefully, I can become a work partner with you in the future, maybe.
yeah, why not? And for all of you guys, if you see the opportunity on the Freeport website and prepare yourself, and yeah, why not? The mining world is so small, so um, we will continue seeing each other. So thanks, guys. Also, I'm leaving. So thanks so much for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. For the MC, the stage is yours. I will give it back to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to Mr. Nicholas for sharing an amazing knowledge to all of us. And thanks to Ali Nurdin for guiding our webinar.
Okay, the next will be the quiz. For the one who chosen will get the door prize. So for the participant, let's you join the quizzes, and the committee will be share the link and the pin.
For the committee, is welcome.
We will wait for the participant for join the Kahoot ID until the time is 15. The code is 9010897. For the participant, let's join because the one who
I repeat, for all the participants, is welcome to join the Kahoot with the code is 9010897. I repeat, for all the participants is welcome to join the Kahoot with the code 9010897.
And again, we will wait until 15 o'clock. Six minutes left. Once more, for the code is 9010897.
For reminder, there will be 3
Winners.
who will get the door prize. Once again, I remind for all the participants to join the Kahoot with the code 9010897. There will be 3 door prize for the top scorer at the end of the game.
So for all the participants, we hope you join the quiz because there will be your prize. Again, we will wait until 15 o'clock.
For all the participants, the Kahoot will start in 3 minutes left.
Again, we will start into 2 minutes left. So for the one who haven't joined yet, please join into our Kahoot because we will give you the prize.